Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode on the Enigma SMP server. We're starting out the episode by flying into our base, where last time we set up a pumpkin and melon farm to get our villager infrastructure up and running. So I've been running it a little bit since the last episode, and we got ourselves a decent amount of pumpkins and melons. Definitely enough to start out. And also between episodes, I went out and I wrestled with the villagers. Particles? Okay, I guess they had some food in their inventories. But yeah, I wrestled with the villagers to get them through the nether and to my base here. So we got 2 villagers here, which is enough to make a villager breeder, which is what we're going to be working on today. We're going to be working on getting the rest of our villager infrastructure up and running. So we're going to build a villager breeder, the same one that I have on my channel. Link will be in the description. And we're also going to set up a potato and carrot farm somewhere, because today we're going to be focusing on farmer villagers, because that'll allow us to get a bunch of emeralds using these guys here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the villager breeder up and run. Well, first we're going to dig out the area to build all of our villager stuff in. Then we're going to get the villager breeder up and running so that we can breed up some villagers while we're doing the rest of the stuff. We're going to get a carrot and potato farm probably out here somewhere for now, just so I don't have to clear out another area. And we're going to get a zombification and purification center in here. That way we can zombify and purify these villagers a couple times to get it down to a 1-to-1 ratio for melons and pumpkins to emeralds. That way we can get started on the rest of the stuff for our shop. But, well, I guess there's nothing left to do but get into the mining. Our villager hall is dug out. Hello. So, here it is. We've got room for 27 villagers down here, and we may even double that up, making another 3 modules up top here. But I'll have to see how big they end up being and if we have space to do that. But we're going to move on now. We're going to make our villager breeder up here. Reason it's going to be up there is because villages, they look in 50 blocks in every direction of the first bed placed to determine the village size, how many villagers can be in it. But vertically, they only look 2 blocks above and 2 blocks below. So if we build our villager breeder up here and have the villagers drop down into this area here, then all the villagers in this hall will not be detected as part of the village, which is up there. And these guys will be able to breed infinitely. So let's move on with that. I have all of the stuff in my inventory, I believe. The breeder that I made, it's very cheap. It's only using beds, glass, and some trapdoors. So let's just jump in the middle here and pillar up. It's gonna be really embarrassing if I'm forgetting pieces for my own villager breeder. So I really hope I got everything. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to make it. It's been a while. So I believe we need a fence here. Then glass all around that. Man, I'm actually going to be stuck here, aren't I? Cool, we'll just do that for now. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Then we'll get rid of that block there. Then we should be, oh, okay. My mouse double clicks a lot. I've got to get it replaced. too much Minecraft. Cool. So we'll do that, and then we need to place all the beds with the pillows facing inwards. That way, when the villagers get out of bed, they'll just pop into this slot right here. So we do that. Then we grab our trapdoors and cover all the areas that we don't want the villagers to get out on. So we'll do that. Then we want another layer of trapdoors like so above the beds as well, just preventing the villagers from getting out in any of these spots because they don't have a full 2 blocks. So with that, this should actually be complete. We just got to transport those 2 villagers up into this area here, and then we can either manually feed them food, or we can set up like a dropper maybe right here-ish to drop a bunch of potatoes on their heads. But yeah, I'm gonna move the villagers up here and we're gonna see if it works. So I got my villagers up here, got them in here, everything was fine. Turned to night, someone slept, they both decided to get up inside a wall and suffocate to death. So I've got to go find new villagers. I'll be right back. I see hearts. That's a good sign. Hopefully they'll poop out at... Oh, nope. I saw the angry particles. Well, I guess we'll have to wait until they sleep. Maybe once they both have a good night's rest, they'll, you know, feel more into it. This guy right here does not want to cooperate with me. He's supposed to be in this hole when he wakes up, because the trapdoor is on top of his bed, which obstructs that as a spawnable spot. So he should just automatically be pushed off to the side into this hole where this guy is. But he doesn't want to listen to the game rules. No. So I gotta figure out why he doesn't want to, you know, get in the hole. Great. Now they're both being uncooperative. Why? Okay, so I have a baby villager down here, which means that the breeder's working, but these idiots up here do not want to get in the hole here. So I think it's just dumb luck that the baby villager probably spawned on one of the beds and ran off the edge into that hole where he's supposed to go. So it's gonna work in the meantime, but I'm not going to chance it, because if the baby villager gets stuck up here and grows up, then he's going to take up more of the village cap, and I only have 4 beds up here. So all it takes is 2 villagers to get stuck up here, and then this infinite breeder is no longer an infinite breeder. It's just a full village. So this design might be broken as of 1.16.2, and I may have to switch to a different design. Stop walking around. You're not even supposed to be moving. Huh, yourself. I did it. I figured it out. Took a little bit of trial and error, but I finally got it working. So my breeder is broken, but then I decided to try out Impulse's design, which is also broken. So I went into a testing world for a little bit, and I figured out that if you just cover every single one of these bed slots, then the villagers will be forced into the middle and won't be able to get out. Which begs the question, why doesn't my breeder work? But, you know, that's a problem for another day. I'll do some more testing and stuff. For now, this works. They reliably go into the middle, and we are now getting villagers. So we've got 4 down here already, I think. We're going to need a lot more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up a bunch of these cells here to put the villagers in to give them their professions. And I'm also going to capture a zombie and set up the purification center. It's going to be down below the floor here. And yeah, let's go ahead and time lapse that. Seems like a good idea. Let's go. guys will never learn, will you? Ha! Insert llama noise here. And there we have it. Our trading hall is complete. I wasn't able to double stack the chambers because of how tall they are, so that kind of sucks, but I mean 27 slots, that should be more than enough for now. We can get some farmers going over here, some librarians over here, and maybe some more librarians or some masons or something over here. And then hopefully by the time we outgrow this villager trading hall, we'll be ready to move our operations over to our main base. But for now, let me show you what we got here. So this is the villager trading hall designed by KaptainWutax. I'll have the link to his video in the description if you want some more in-depth descriptions on how this works. But essentially, the villagers are going to walk over the observers here, and they're going to detect a workstation, which we will have here, which we're going to place down right now. So this side is going to be all farmers. So they'll detect one of these workstations, they'll drop into the spot here, and because of the double carpet trick, they won't be able to pathfind to any of these other composters or anything. And this tripwire here will activate, and it'll close the fence gate above, allowing no other villagers to go into this slot. And this area will just fill up here. So that's how the trading hall here works. And if we jump down here, this is all very temporary, and it's all manual for now, because this isn't our final base. Once we go to our main base, I'll actually make this more automatic. But for now, we just have a minecart that's going to pick up a villager through the glass here. We're going to send him over here. He's going to stop on this unpowered rail. Going to get hit by the zombie a whole bunch, and he'll turn into a zombie villager. From there, we can run another minecart over here. We'll just power the rail so that he gets picked up. He'll be brought over to here, to the other unpowered rail. And then we can hit him with a splash potion of weakness and our golden apple, and we can cure him. And then we can power up this rail, and we can either send him up here to the trading hall, or we can flip this lever and send him back around to do it all again if we want to lower his trade even more. Now, if we go up here, this is just a rail that's going to lead up into the trading hall. So I've got an activator rail here. Right now this one's powered off because we don't want him to go into this one. But it'll go along this line here until it hits a powered activator rail. And I have the third one activated right now. So once he hits this here, he'll pop out of the minecart. He'll probably be on this block here or this block here. But give him some time and he'll pathfind into one of these cells here. The minecart will then keep going, and it'll come over here to this cactus, and it'll get destroyed and go into this hopper here. And then I just trapped myself. Sweet, forgot I put these down already. Never happened. So the minecart will drop into the hopper, and it'll go into this chest right here. So let me just do a dry run to make sure that all works. The first time it worked, but I mean, there's no guarantee it'll work the second time, right? You know how redstone is. So let's just grab ourselves a minecart. We'll start at the end here so that we don't have to get hit by a dummy over here. Toss this down, jump in, and enjoy the ride. Up we go. Cool. Made it around the first corner, over the first activator, over the second activator. Here's the third activator rail. Sweet, we popped out here on top of the powered rail. And that went there. Let's not jump down this cell this time. These ones here aren't blocked, so it'll be much easier. Oh. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Awkward. Let's get out of here. And the minecart should be over here. Yeah. Cool. So our system here works. We just got to start zombifying some villagers. I've got to make up some weakness motions. God, I can't speak right now. Weakness potions and some golden apples and stock them down there. That way we can, you know, cure our zombified villagers. And let's start filling up our trading hall here. Also, you may notice that I got rid of the yellow wool around the edge. I thought it just was too obnoxious. I just added it as a little accent color here on the end. And we're gonna decorate this room a little bit too, I think, because a lot of people spend most of their time in their storage room, so that's what they spend the most time on. But for me, I actually spend a lot more time in my villager trading halls because, like I said before, villagers are kind of my thing. So, especially with the shop we want to run this season, we're going to be spending a lot more time in our villager trading halls. So we're probably going to have some chests along the walls here too for all the things that we're going to trade for our emeralds, for stock for the shop, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do a little bit more work on the trading hall here. And also, I've got a ladder just up the side here that goes up to my breeder villagers. This is also manual right now, but I can go up here and I can just toss some potatoes or carrots to these guys. And yeah, they're actually cooperating now, so that's great. But yeah, there was a mechanic change in 1.16.2 that makes it so that villagers, they can actually spawn on their beds after sleeping. That didn't used to be the case. They would just get pushed into the nearest block, and that was that. But they had to go screwing with the villagers again, so we have to redesign a bunch of farms, I guess. Because from what I understand, it screws up a lot of iron farms as well. So that'll be a fun learning experience when we go to make our iron farm in the future. But yeah, let me brew up some weakness potions and get some golden apples going, and we'll start populating our trading hall. It took a while, but I got 9 farmers all zombified and cured and having good trades and everything. So all of these guys here, the pumpkin and melon trades are 1 for 1. So I give them 1 pumpkin, they give me 1 emerald. Also, it's absolutely pouring rain outside right now, so I apologize if you can hear some background noise. But yeah, so we did it. And I also made up a little bit of storage over here, and I've got a chest for all this kind of stuff. I transported all our pumpkins and melons up here too. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap in our pumpkin and melon stocks, so I think we're actually going to replicate the farms that we have down there. We have 2 going right now. I think I'm going to make 2 more, just so that we can have lots of pumpkin and melon income, because these are all just emeralds right here. It just is going to take me a little bit of time to convert it all. So let's see how many emeralds we can get in one run with these guys, because I haven't traded with any of them today. So they should be able to refill their trades. Let's start on this end and just go all the way down. Some of them only have one or the other, not both, which kind of sucks, but, you know. Alrighty. Give me all those emeralds. Oh, I should have emptied all the ones out of my inventory before I started. So, it's going to be a little inaccurate, but meh. So, the plan is we're going to use these guys to basically print emeralds and get a bunch of levels in the meantime, too. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the emeralds from these guys and we're going to use them on our other villagers. Oh, this guy, he was the last one I moved into the cell, so he may not have recognized the workstation yet. But yeah, we'll take these emeralds over to our other villagers and we'll be able to just print other resources like quartz or terracotta, whatever it may be. Man, even just one run with these guys is giving us a whole ton of levels and emeralds. And a lot of the levels are getting stuck behind as well. I haven't figured out a good way to stop that. Alright, I think we got everyone twice. Yeah, so these guys aren't refilling their trades anymore, so until the night cycles again, they'll stay locked out. But what we can do is we can kind of weasel our way in here and see if we can pick up a few extra levels. Oh, no, apparently we got them all. We can also F3B. Yeah, no, there's no levels hanging out in there. Cool. So yeah, that's how many emeralds we got just from one run with these guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to replicate those farms like I said. And I'm going to turn as many of these guys into emeralds as I can. And we'll think about what we're going to do next for villagers. I think we're going to start with librarians. But the problem we're having right now is that we're low on villagers. I've got 2 guys down here ready to convert, but I have no potatoes left to breed villagers with, and I have completely cleared the shopping district out of all potatoes as well. PD's one rich dude now. I took all his potatoes and all his carrots. And with my final stack, I started a little bit of a farm out here, but it's going to take some time for these to mature and be harvestable. So until then, I'm just going to trade and build farms, and I'll update you in a bit. Alright, so we got a bunch of trading done, and we got a bunch of emeralds now. Our pumpkin supply is still pretty good, but our melon supplies are kind of dwindling, so we're going to have to wait a little bit before we can do some more trading with these guys. But I've also been doing some zombification and curing while I've been, waiting for these guys' trades to unlock during the night. And got a bunch of librarians. So I've been keeping a little bit of a log down here on what books I've got with them. And I got pretty lucky, I think. I got mending on the first villager that I gave the librarian profession to, and I've got Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5. That's going to be really useful for when we make our speed mining picks, when we eventually have a beacon. Hopefully that'll be soon. But I can't really make any more of these guys right now because I have burned through all of my gold except for a few ingots, which I want to keep in reserve in case I really need them. So yeah, we're going to try and strike up a little bit of a deal with one of the other guys on the server. Hopefully someone who has a gold farm. Maybe we can, get a few golden apples out of them. That would be pretty great. But yeah, until then, we're pretty much at our end for the villager trading hall for today. I also worked on a farm, like I said. I was going to do 2 more of these guys over here, but I started mining that way and ran into the ocean, so that wasn't exactly going to work out. But I realized that all I really needed was more melons, right? Because our pumpkin supply is pretty good. So what I did was I actually just mined into the wall here, and I made a 5-long melon farm here. Basically the same design as this guy, just all melons over here. They haven't grown up yet. I didn't use bone meal on them, but they're hooked up to the same storage system as this front cell here, so they'll all flow into here once the stalks grow up. And with that, I think that's going to be where we call it today. We got a lot of work done with the villager trading hall. It actually took a long time to do because of those guys up there. I could not figure out for the life of me why they were getting up on top of their beds, but that mechanic change threw me for a loop. So I'm probably going to make a tutorial on how to fix existing villager breeders. I'm going to look up a bunch of different ones and fix them all if they're broken. So yeah, look forward to that in the future here. And another thing to look forward to is we're actually going to be having an event day on the 14th, I believe, of September. So we're going to get together with a bunch of guys from this server and maybe some other servers, and we're going to do a bunch of mini games and stuff. We're going to do some UHC, we're going to do some bed wars, all of that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for more on that. I'll have some more information for you in a bit. And make sure to follow me on Twitter for more information on that, because that's probably where I'll update you guys, rather than making a 30-second video saying, hey, this is the time, this is who we're playing with, this is how it's going to work. Just makes more sense to me. So yeah, that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, today's been a very productive episode. Next episode, I think we might work on trying to get a beacon, and maybe even go out here and start designing our actual base, because we're going to use up a good portion of this area, but I would like to kind of outline everything before I get started on collecting the resources for it, because we are going to need tons and tons of concrete, so I am not looking forward to collecting that, and we're definitely going to need the beacon to flatten this area out, otherwise it's just going to be a nightmare once we get down to the stone. But yeah, that's probably going to be what we do next time, but for now, I'm going to sign out. Thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like it, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later!